The vision of Kingdom Pictures is to make movies, make good movies that engage people first by telling really good stories, and stories that promote both the gospel and positive family values, without forgetting that it's an entertainment field and people go to the movies to suspend disbelief, to fantasize and to go into another world, particularly identifying with the character. So where a film doesn't do well is where it brings you too much to where you are today and doesn't allow you to escape. And so, like a good book or a good novel allows you to escape, I felt that the vision of Kingdom Pictures was to first be engaging, to make movies that people really want to enjoy. The joy factor is important in a film. At the same time, when you are engaged in a good movie, it all opens you up to be prepared to receive an idea or to challenge you in an idea, as opposed to conflict with you during an idea. Like a documentary. Documentary is very challenging. You feel like you're working. But if you watch a good movie, you forget that you're watching a movie. And that, to me, a vision of a good film that we would produce would be engaging both narratively, creatively, artistically, and without sacrificing the story of the or the maybe the theme or maybe the message that we're trying to send. Basically, there are two issues here. One is Christians and how they relate to films, or how they relate to Christian films. And then there's the average person, how they relate to movies. Every person, whether you're Christian or not, has seen a movie that they've loved. And if you ask them, what did you love about that movie? They probably couldn't articulate it. They'll say, it was funny. Oh, that movie made me cry. That movie really changed my life. Okay, so cinema is experiential. And as far as how Christians relate to cinema, because of the power of cinema, we approach it with shielded barrier to protect ourselves, because it does speak to the soul. So if the message of the film or the makers of the film have a secular worldview, we kind of approach it with sort of guarded hearts, because we know that behind the movie may be ideas that we don't embrace. The problem is that a good movie, a really good movie, will get you anyway, because of the craft. So Christians who overlook a bad message or a maybe offensive message is because they're so interested in what the film actually does in terms of suspension of disbelief, bringing you into a world that's believable, characters that are real, and a storyline that actually is touching. So you may actually excuse the filmmaker's moral depravity or misguided morals. And I know a lot of Christians, they'll go see a movie and they'll say, well, yeah, I don't agree with it. That part of it is bad, but I really enjoyed the movie, right? But when we see a Christian film that is strong in morality, very accurate theologically, but does not engage you both with a suspension of disbelief with real characters, authentic performances that are engaging and that bring you to a world that's very believable, we end up hating the movie. Most Christians are the biggest critics of Christian films because you get so upset that they get one thing right, obviously, and then everything else, it's compromised. So you'll see people who will go to see movies, may not admit that they saw a movie, but they would say, I wish there would be more Christian films. I wish there were more Christians would make movies. But the problem is, they're the ones that are paying their dollars to Blockbuster and going to the theaters, not realizing that your money is an endorsement to continue to perpetuate the kinds of films that you may not agree with. A good challenge I ask people is, did you like Star Wars? Most people will say, I loved Star Wars. But Star Wars is an example of a film that is completely contrary to any Judeo-Christian belief system. Evolution, pantheism, all the isms that are in direct contradiction to Christianity, but yet we all engaged that film. We all felt we loved that movie. Why? We love that movie because we identify with Luke. There's real human interest story going on. Relationship between father and son. Evil and good. There are all those elements, and the craft of the way they made the film is really engaging. So should we reject those kinds of films? To the degree that they go against our belief system.